It's spring feeling.
I love it. Bring on spring.
A weather warm-up before the weekend.
So will that warmth stick around for your Super Bowl weekend? We have your forecast coming up.
And a discriminatory dispute at a fast food restaurant. The argument ending with the manager in handcuffs.
Canine Hunter with the Bristol Police Department was made possible through a non-profit organization called Operation Opioid. How one local woman is making sure that initiative keeps going.
Plus, the countdown is on to the big game, Super Bowl Sunday, almost here.
Whether you're rooting for the Eagles or the Chiefs, there's still time to get all your salty favorites for the big game. We'll talk about it coming up.
Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. A beautiful, really warm day outside across the state of Connecticut. The sun was shining. Temperatures got near 60 degrees. Taking a look all across the state, it felt great everywhere from Hartford to Mohegan Sun. All around, a pretty fantastic Friday here.
But how long will this warm up last? That's the big question. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Rach.
With temperatures like this, we don't have it in the forecast for another several days. However, it will stay above average heading into this weekend. Let's take a look at the records that were shattered out there today. 62 degrees, the high temperature for the Hartford area for Bridgeport. And we ended up breaking a record that stood for 114 years in the Hartford area. 55, that goes back to 1909. And speaks volumes as to just how warm it is for this time of year. But everyone knows that it's winter. It's February. You don't need a meteorologist to tell you. It just felt kind of awesome, but almost odd at the same time. 50 degrees in Meriden, 52 the current temperature for the New Haven area. It is breezy. We've got gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour, and that wind will remain gusty as we head through the evening tonight and into the day tomorrow as we bring in cooler but not cold temperatures. Overnight lows will be dipping back close to 30 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. We'll see lots of sunshine tomorrow. Again, temperatures not as warm as today. A bit of a breeze with highs climbing into the low to mid 40s, but at least we'll have plenty of sunshine. A bit more in the way of clouds for Sunday, but we stay dry, and it's even warmer than what we're expecting for tomorrow. We'll take another look at your forecast and when temperatures return to near 60 in the 7-day. Again, coming up.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Well, two coaches from the Woodstock Academy are sharing their story tonight after they say they were verbally assaulted by a Plainfield Wendys manager who then allegedly yelled racial slurs at them. That manager has since been identified as 22-year-old Brett White of Plainfield. He was arrested and charged with breach of peace. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc joining us live now from that Wendys on Pratt Road where this all went down last night. Julia.
Hi, good evening to you. Yeah, it was just before 10 o'clock last night when those two Woodstock Academy coaches took their team to this Wendys behind us here in Plainfield, which they typically do after a tough game. But this time they say the manager refused to serve them and then allegedly yelled racial slurs at them.
I'm fortunate of how the situation played out. Like, I'm actually here to tell the story today.
The Woodstock Academy basketball coaches Denzel Washington and Dante Adams are still trying to process what happened at this Wendys last night. They came here after a game, as they often do, and were met with a manager, now identified as 22-year-old Brett White, who they say refused to serve them.
Instantly, as soon as we get inside, the manager just turns away and was just like, you know, F this, I'm not doing this SH tonight, and, you know, walks to the back.
Denzel says it escalated from there and the kids heard. They sent their team back to the bus hoping to talk to White about his demeanor around the children. Then this happened.
As we're walking out, just in utter disbelief that this is happening, you know, he's like, yeah, get the F out, you N-word. And you know, I turned around just like, whoa.
A bystander called police and White was arrested for breach of peace and fired from his job. While Dante and Denzel are hurt, they're more worried about the kids.
It takes a toll on them because, like, they see it on TV, but for them to witness it firsthand, like somebody coming out in cuffs because their coach has got
verbally abused is like tough.
The district is offering counseling to the team, and the head of school is responding to the situation saying, quote, "While I am angry and devastated over this incident, I could not be more proud of our coaches and student athletes. These coaches are building fine young men who are going to change the world." Now, in the meantime, Dante and Denzel want people to take away this message.
Take a second, if you can, and just think about the overall situation. Because before you act on emotion, anything can come from that.
Now, this Wendy's is owned by a franchise, a company called Inspired by Opportunity. They are aware of this incident and did send us a statement saying, quote, "Inspired by Opportunity has zero tolerance for racial harassment or discrimination. We condemn this manager's conduct as completely inconsistent with our values and have taken prompt and immediate action." Now, back out here live, we did try to reach out to Brett White. We couldn't find him on social media. I even reached out to someone who claims she's an aunt of him, but did not hear back. We're live here in Plainfield tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Julia, thank you. As more rubble is cleared away and demolished buildings are searched in Turkey, the death toll is climbing after Monday's earthquake. More than 20,000 people have been confirmed dead, with temperatures still near freezing. Cold and hunger are starting to take their toll on hundreds of thousands left homeless. The UN says more needs to be done, especially in Syria, where many were already living in dire conditions after more than a decade of civil war. Today in New Haven, Senator Richard Blumenthal joined community members at a mosque where they're organizing relief efforts for those victims of the devastating earthquakes in both Turkey and Syria. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Woolforce spoke with Senator Blumenthal and those with loved ones impacted by this tragedy. Emma.
Yeah, Ben, this is Turkey's deadliest earthquake in more than 80 years. And just a few hours ago, the White House announced U.S. assistance is ramping up to Turkey and Syria. But here at home, these Connecticut locals are doing their part, too. Extra praying at the Dianet Mosque of New Haven Friday to honor the over 23,000 lives lost in this week's devastating earthquake.
We prayed a little bit longer, and the prayer is pretty much just to put at ease our brothers and sisters who have fallen.
But more than just prayers, this mosque is sending much needed supplies to those impacted by the destruction.
Heater, jacket, food, baby formula, and diapers. What everyone needed, they needed.
This mosque gathering donations for the last 4 days, packing up hundreds of items to be shipped out via the Turkish consulate.
The old people, under all the rubber, I'm so sad,
Many of these people personally affected by the earthquake.
I lost a friend, actually. It's just tough, and that's just me losing one friend. I can't imagine how it is for people who lost family, relatives.
With recovery efforts still underway in Turkey and Syria, those here say money is most important, many looking to the U.S. government for federal aid.
Right now, I believe we have the funds in the budgets of agencies to provide immediate relief. But if emergency supplementals are necessary, we will work together, and I believe it will be on a bipartisan basis.
For now, those here in New Haven will continue to pray and send help in whatever way they can.
Bolat ailesine, Yaldırı'da ve Giresun'dakilere başınız sağ olsun, mekanı cennet olsun Saruhan. That's my friend's name, and I just wanted to say to his family, I'm so sorry, and I hope he's in heaven.
And those at the mosque today tell me they'll continue accepting donations for as long as they can. If you're interested in helping out, you can find links on our website at fox61.com. Ben.
Emma, thank you. And Connecticut's congressional delegation has sent a fifth letter to the Department of Defense asking for a briefing on the Sikorsky contract loss. Late last year, the Army awarded the Black Hawk replacement contract to Texas-based Bell over Connecticut-based Sikorsky. The Connecticut delegation says that they want more information on how the decision was made after the Army said the switch was, quote, deliberate and disciplined.
The Secretary of Defense owes us an explanation. The American people deserve the facts, an explanation as to why the other contractor was chosen.
If the loss stands, Sikorsky will miss out on $50 million in new tax incentives from the state. The company's filed an independent review regarding how the Army's decision was conducted.
New tonight, one student from Hartford Trinity Magnet School was taken to the hospital after ingesting a THC edible. Police arrived and found 5 students in total took those edibles. 4 students refused medical treatment and were released to their parents. Police found that one of the students did share the edibles with their peers, and a juvenile summons was issued.
Vernon police are investigating an early morning rollover crash. They say it happened at 2 a.m. on Vernon Avenue. Police say the car struck a telephone pole and flipped on its side. The driver was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. No charges have been filed and the case remains under investigation.
The Berlin Turnpike is fully functional again this evening after being shut down for more than 3 hours because of a cement truck that tipped on its side. Wethersfield police say it happened at 8 this morning. The driver wasn't injured in the crash and the truck was mostly empty of cement. Environmental services cleaned up the road in about 3 hours. The crash is still under investigation. And over in South Windsor, an alert to the public this evening after reports of a mailbox break-in. Police say a drive-up mailbox in front of the post office at 850 Clark Street was forced open. If you placed anything in the mail within this box within the last few days, it's possible that they were taken. Police are still investigating.
A new facility opened up this morning and is set to pave the way for a new addiction and mental health service in Middletown. The Root Center for Advanced Recovery Building Clinic provides medication-assisted treatment for substance and opioid use, including methadone. Methadone is a synthetic approved by the FDA as a medication-assisted treatment for opioid use. It's said to reduce cravings and blocks the effects of the opioids. Those at the new Root Center are excited to offer it.
Middlesex County has never had a facility in its town that provided methadone treatment. We currently have about 150 patients that are going to other sites throughout the state to be able to get their care. So now to be able to get their care in their own town and not have to travel daily is huge.
This opening comes after public scrutiny of the facility, but the Roots facility says it hopes to change the face of recovery for Middlesex County residents.
Connecticut lawmakers have voted to pass a bill extending the state's free school lunch program for the next year. The program was put into place during the pandemic and recently ended in December because of last year's budget estimate.
Originally, it was calculated how much money went into the budget last year based on current participation rates, and that estimate ended up being a little short because the program is very popular. It makes a big difference, and I think it's becoming more popular, and parents and families are more interested in participating with inflation the way it is.
Yeah, last night's vote would extend the program until the end of the school year and provide free lunch to all public school children grades K through 12, regardless of family income. The bill now heads to the governor's desk.